reasons why I went vegan, reasons why I stayed vegan. I guess the reasons that I reflect on now as someone who's been vegan for a little while now, that I'm like, okay, these are like really the reasons why I'm doing this. Hello, welcome back. Today I'm going to be sharing with you the top 5 reasons why I'm vegan. I kind of try to narrow down to my top 5. Before I get into the specifics, I just want to acknowledge that I think it is a privilege that I have the choice to be vegan and I have the choice to eat healthy food. I know that not everyone, especially in the world, but even in the United States, doesn't have access to fresh fruits and vegetables or a variety of healthy food. I don't come at it from a judgmental point of view. In my opinion, I think ultimately, my goal is to reduce suffering. I'm not here to judge anyone, and I do recognize that there are plenty of reasons why people can't be a vegan. I just wanted to acknowledge that it is a privilege to, eat healthy in general or have a choice in the food that I eat. I never want to encourage people, especially young people. I see kids online a lot talking about how, they want to be vegan, but their parents aren't supportive or they just don't understand it or whatever. Just make sure that you're taking care of yourself, and you don't need to starve yourself to be vegan. There's plenty of ways to be a good person. Yeah, don't beat yourself up if it's not within your reach right now to be a vegan. I think it's great if anyone is trying to reduce their the suffering that they cause on any capacity, whether that's just being nice to people, just doing the best you can do. Being nice to other people, being nice to animals, educating yourself about where your food is coming from. There's a lot of things you can do to reduce suffering. I guess I should define what vegan is before anything. What vegan means is just doing the best you can to eat vegan and not buy animal products and not buy things that are tested on animals to the best of your ability. Does that mean that, if you're a diabetic and your insulin is tested on animals, that you're not vegan? No, you're vegan if you're doing the best you can to, a reasonable extent. None of us could fully be vegan if it meant not killing a single animal. I'm killing bugs that I'm sitting on right now. I kill mosquitoes all the time. You drive a car that's got, leather in it, whatever. There's so many ways that we do impact animals just by existing that none of us are really going to be ever 100% vegan, and that's okay. It really is just about causing the least suffering. So let's get into it. I guess the underlying idea, I would say, that are in all of these 5 reasons I've boiled it down to is that what kind of drew me towards being vegan was, I would say, a spiritual awakening in a way. I just started to be more considerate about how I was impacting, the environment and the world around me and other beings. So that's kind of an underlying thing. It's just acknowledging that my choices have impact other beings. Top 5 reason that I'm vegan is that it's so fun. Cooking is so much fun. I love to travel and try new vegan restaurants, even if it's just going, on a 2-hour road trip or an hour road trip. I love all the new variety of foods I'm eating. I used to be kind of a chicken nuggets and fries type of girl. Going out to eat especially has kind of pushed me to just try all different kinds of foods, and now I cook all the time at my house, and I feel really motivated to cook because I can make better vegan things at home than I can buy at a lot of restaurants around here. So I don't know, it's just, I think it's really fun, and I think it's fun to share vegan food with people and spread the vegan agenda. When I'm craving like a meal from KFC, I think it's so fun to try to make, you know, a mashed potatoes and a gravy and deep fried cauliflower that tastes just like KFC. I just think it's so fun, and to think like we can veganize everything in our world, I think that's really exciting. And I think it's exciting to eat all the different kinds of foods that I'm eating now. Number 4 reason why I'm vegan would be for my health. I didn't really go into it thinking that it was going to, you know, affect my health that much. Like obviously that's like a part of it, like that you see, I don't want to say advertised, but that's like definitely a factor that people promote when they're talking about veganism. But I didn't see myself being the type to like eat raw till 4 or like eat salad all the time. Like, but it really has like improved my health. I used to have really bad acid reflux disease, like so bad that I would get like sick all the time. Like I would like throw up and stuff from it. Like it was so bad, and like I tried so many different medications for it. And once I went vegan, that is just disappeared. It's just like affected my health by default almost. I didn't even mean for it to happen, but now it has limited my diet in such a way that my acid reflux has gone away. Oh yeah, another health aspect is that I can pretty much eat like whenever, whatever I want until I'm full, and I don't really have to worry about gaining weight. And I know that's like personal, because obviously like there are definitely vegan foods and vegans who can't just eat whatever they want and not gain weight, but like definitely more so than before I was vegan. I can just like, I don't have to like worry so much about what I put in my body, and maybe I'll touch more on that in a different video, but it's great. Good reason that I'm vegan and I'm staying vegan is for the animals. And I don't really consider myself like a huge animal lover. Whether you're vegan or not, you can acknowledge that like animals feel things. Like Lily, my dog's annoyed with me right now just because I'm holding her. Like animals definitely like feel pain and can experience like emotions to some degree, and I respect them. I'm not trying to like hug a cow or like have a pet pig, but like I can respect that farm animals are just as sentient as a dog or even like a young child and that they deserve to not be mass produced and objectified in the way that we literally, you know, breed them to produce milk or meat or eggs or whatever. And I think that they have more inherent worth than that. They have feelings, and we should respect them enough to not mass produce them. Maybe that's a wild thought, but yeah. Then second top reason would be for the environment, and having more of a respect for the environment was a big part of me like waking up in a lot of ways. Like I kind of like lived in this like bubble of like suburbia for a really long time until I was like 18. I never really thought about like where the garbage goes after you throw it away until I like went to college, I should say. I didn't really like think too much about how I was affecting the environment. And then I took a women's studies class where I learned about how, you know, I learned that I am a diehard feminist, and that you can bring like, you know, environmentalism into feminism, and that oppression of all forms is kind of related, and that there are parallels between, you know, the oppression that humans experience and the way that we oppress the environment and the way we oppress animals, not to compare or conflate the two, because human suffering is inherently worse than ruining the planet or ruining, hurting animals. I guess what I'm saying is, like, respecting the environment is also saying I'm respecting the other people sharing this planet with me. And I guess that gets me into the number one reason why I'm vegan, and that is because of human suffering. And I know that's a weird reason to have as my number one, but I don't think so. I know that the stereotype for vegans is to think of people who like make out with cows and stuff. I know that's like a joke, but like we are really stereotyped to be like these, incessant animal lovers and like, PETA, diehard, like whatever. But the reality is, in my opinion, that the way that animal agriculture affects the environment is a human rights issue, let alone the more direct human rights issues that are happening in factories and on farms. Factory farm employees and meat packaging employees, they tend to have, really, really high rates of like suicide and depression and anxiety. A high percentage of people working in factory farms are undocumented immigrants, and these people are getting taken advantage of. They are not given the same rights and compensation or benefits that a documented citizen would get, and so that whole industry takes advantage of immigrants, and it's horrible. Another big problem is pollution that is made on factory farms from like the animal waste. Basically, a lot of them like spray waste water from the animals like into the air, and there's usually like high levels of antibiotics in that, as well as like harmful bacteria and just like a stink. It's waste from animals, and so that affects all the communities around factory farms, which again tend to be more impoverished communities because your white suburbia rich people aren't building their homes next to the fucking shitty pig farm. It's factory farming violates human rights in so many ways that we don't even like think about when we talk about veganism. And it's like messed up, but like before I was vegan, I had seen plenty of like Food Inc. and I'm sure we've all seen videos of factory farming, but understanding how much humans are affected by animal agriculture really hit home for me, and again the environment as well. So yeah, those are the top 5 reasons why I'm vegan. Soon I will be making a vegan life hack video where I'll explain to you guys just some of the fun tips and tricks I've learned over the years of being vegan. I'll talk about how to deal with socializing, because honestly, as someone with social anxiety, I think the social aspect has been the biggest struggle. If you like this video, like and subscribe, and if you turn on your notifications, you will be notified for my next video. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a lovely day.